helps businesses and consumers make better financial decisions so that you can make more money, save more money, and have more money for all of your financial goals. I'm your host, John Dittrich, and I'll be introducing you to industry experts who can help you make better decisions on things you spend money on every month.
And we're also broadcasting live on Facebook, so you can watch the show on facebook.com/Your Money Radio. And you just group that all together with no spaces, Your Money Radio, and you'll find us on Facebook. If you'd like to be a guest on It's Your Money Radio, call me at 986-4496 or email me at 417mymoney@gmail.com. My investment advisory business is made up mostly of people with at least $100,000 to invest and businesses who want to help their employees by setting up a retirement plan. I'll work with anyone who wants to improve their financial lives and the lives of their family members, and if I can't help you at Douglas Bagwell Advisors, I will try and refer you to the financial representative who can help you the most. Through this radio program, I can talk to people who wouldn't walk into a financial services office and at the same time reach out to investors who have money to invest but realize that they need to make better choices to reach their retirement goals. It's my goal to grow my business by helping you to make better financial decisions. Talk to me about your financial goals and concerns at 986-4496. I'll work with all of the financial professionals in your life and help you make more money and save more money for all of your financial goals. If you own a business or want to know more about investing with me at Douglas Bagwell Advisors, call me at 986-4496. I'm a senior investment advisor at Douglas Bagwell & Company LLC and a registered Illinois CPA, and I've lived here in Springfield for over 20 years and call Springfield my home. I'm bringing these guests to you because I want to help you to achieve your financial goals. You see, according to the Government Accountability Office, 52% of households, that's you listening right now, have no retirement savings at all. And only 13% of people listening to this program are comfortable that they have enough money to retire on. In fact, even if you're already retired, probably only 39% of you feel like you're going to have enough money to last. So after years of talking to people like you, I felt that I had to come up with a better solution. By helping you make better financial decisions every week on It's Your Money Radio, you will have more money to save for your retirement and other financial goals. If you're looking for a financial advisor who works with you, call me at 986-4496 and ask for me, John Dittrich, and I'll be happy to meet with you at no charge to discuss what we can do together to make your money work harder for you. Today on It's Your Money, I'll be introducing you to Dr. Micheal Miller with Family Back and Neck Care Center at 1440 West Republic Road in Springfield. Dr. Miller offers chiropractic, acupuncture, and nutritional response testing. He's an adjunct medical professor at Ozark Technical Community College, and he moved here in 2012 from Lebanon, Missouri. You can call Family Back and Neck Care Center at 588-7780, and if you are a new client, make your appointment with Dr. Miller and mention It's Your Money Radio, and they will get their initial exam, x-ray, consultation, and a certificate for a free massage, all for just $30. So call and make your appointment today at 588-7780 and ask for Dr. Miller. I would like to thank Dr. Miller for sponsoring my radio program, as well as my other sponsors. Gary Bingaman with A&D Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. When you need maintenance or repairs on your plumbing, heating, or air conditioning, call Gary at 866-8257. 866-8257. He'll be on the show next week on the 17th. If you want to ask him any questions, he'll be on next week. Marilee Doherty of Clarity Insurance and Financial Services will be here to answer your questions, your insurance questions, on the 24th. You can contact her at 887-6261. Personally, I've used Marilee for years for my own home, auto, and umbrella insurance coverage, and she has saved me hundreds of dollars every year. I recommend you give her a call today to make sure you aren't paying too much for your insurance. Call Marilee at 887-6261. Finally, independent life insurance agent Diana Haston will be here on the 31st. Diana is an independent insurance agent with Secure Insurance Group and represents over 80 different life insurance companies. Diana is biased to you, only you. Her goal is to help you achieve your goals. There are many reasons to have life insurance, and Diana listens to your reasons and makes sure you get the life insurance you need and want. Call Diana on her cell phone at area code 573-247-0028. So, we have a great lineup of guests, and all of my guests are experts in their field and have business practices that will save you money on their services. If you would like to be a guest on my show, call me at 986-4496. And a little extra segment that I don't usually do. I just wanted to talk about one more thing before I introduce you to Dr. Miller. This will be brief, but I think it's very important. You hear a lot about annuities on the radio, right? The biggest problem I have with annuities isn't the product as much as the way they're sold. For example, I've had clients come to my office for the first time telling me the last thing they would ever want to do is buy an annuity. And after talking with them for a while, we'd look at their portfolio of investments, and sure enough, we're both very surprised to see they already own one or two annuities. How does that happen? Well, several radio personalities are on the air constantly warning you to buy annuities, so naturally many annuity salespeople, they don't like to tell you what they're selling until you end up buying an annuity, because they know you won't buy one on purpose if you're listening to all the experts on the radio. You can recognize these annuity salespeople by their constant warnings and predictions of huge market downturns that are always imminent. I'll be talking more about what I like and don't like about annuities on shows to come, but in the meantime, I just wanted to tell you that if you own an annuity, I can do annuity rescue programs at Douglas Bagwell Advisors. So, if you own an annuity, you owe it to yourself to find out more about annuity rescues. Before your annuity blows up and loses all of its value, call me at 986-4496 and I will help you understand the pros and cons of your annuity. And if you want out, I can help you get rid of your unwanted annuities without penalties and without causing any tax problems. Even if you're thinking about buying an annuity, call me at 986-4496. You're listening to It's Your Money Radio with me, your host, John Dittrich, and we will be right back with Dr. Micheal Miller from Family Back and Neck Care Center. And we're back. If you want to contact It's Your Money Radio or any of our guests, if you want to contact them at my number, It's Your Money Radio, you can call me at 986-4496 or email me at 417-mymoney@gmail.com. Of course, if you wanted to call the radio station and speak to our guests live on the air, you want to call 862-9977 or 1-800-375-0056. So, I'm going to introduce Dr. Micheal Miller. But before I do, I want to repeat that phone number. If you want to call us right now here on the air live and speak to us, the number is 862-9987. Well, I think that most people think about maintaining your health as an expense. You think going to the doctor costs money, go to the chiropractor costs money, everything you do to take care of your health, buying vitamins, nutritional stuff, expense, 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 right? Well, I look at it as an investment, and you should too. I have seen many people focus on their finances, and when they retire, they've got plenty. But here's the problem. They wind up spending that entire nest egg that they built up their whole lives maintaining their health or on long-term care costs. Usually their kids don't get anything. Now, all the money in the world doesn't give you a great retirement if you don't have your health. Poor health can destroy your wealth and destroy your retirement plans. Do something now to help prevent poor health in retirement, or even restore your health in some cases, by calling Dr. Miller at 889-2225. And that's the correct phone number. I mentioned his cell phone earlier, so please don't remember that one. Remember the phone number for the clinic. It's 889-2225 if you want to make an appointment with Dr. Miller. Dr. Miller, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you,
Now
John.
it's your turn to talk.
Thanks, John. I appreciate you for having me on.
It's good. Well, first thing everybody wants to know is, how did you get started in chiropractic medicine?
Oh, that's been a long time ago. Gosh, back in when I was a little kid, as a matter of fact, I was having headaches, as my mother did a long time ago. She had migraine headaches. When I started having migraine headaches, then she took me to the chiropractor also, because that's where they eventually got their help from. And so I've been getting adjusted since I was 11 years old, and that's been quite a little while ago. So,
Right. So you kind of grew up with chiropractic here
yes,
in
I
your
did.
family.
Yes, I did.
All right, that's good. So what kind of services do you perform?
We have a wide variety of services at the clinic. We do basically all of your regular chiropractic care. I do a whole lot of disc rehabilitation, the physical therapy. I also do acupuncture, and I do nutrition. I do a lot of nutrition in my office. Everything combined, you can make everything work a little bit better. The acupuncture is wonderful for pain control, especially when we're dealing with patients that have herniated discs.
That's a
and
little
whatnot.
counterintuitive that sticking needles in you is going to help prevent pain.
Well, if you stick them in the right places, then it works a whole lot better, yes. But acupuncture is so nice and powerful in that if you put them in those little acupuncture points, then they are really good for sedating pain. So for pain control, it's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. And you also do nutritional therapy?
Yes, nutritional response testing, that's a technique that we can use to get a game plan on what nutritional supplements a person needs to have as compared to what they usually think they need. But we also do other kinds of things like nutritional assessments, like evaluations of the diet, and other things. We assess whatever they're taking, and sometimes we can get rid of a lot of things that they are duplicating.
Well, one thing I can do is recommend anybody to use chiropractic care, and people who know me know that I'm pretty healthy, but I've been using chiropractic care for over 20 years, even though I don't have any major issues. But from time to time, I get a little back pain or neck pain, I'm going to go and get an adjustment, and I feel better. I feel better, and I think I'm healthier too. Some people actually, my wife, she used to get migraines, and I was using chiropractic, so I recommended she go to the chiropractor, and after a few visits, her migraines were gone. And now, as soon as she starts getting a little headache, bam, she goes and gets an adjustment, and she's better.
Sure. Sure.
Is that something that you see a lot of, headaches?
Oh yeah, we see a lot of people with a lot of headaches, a lot of migraines, a lot of lower back disc injuries, numbness, tingling, pain down the leg, and the arms, neck, shoulders, all that other kind of stuff too. Very, very common.
Mm-hmm. And what do you say to people who think they don't need chiropractic care? The people who feel like I'm healthy? Because is chiropractic just for people with pain, or I believe it's for everybody, and I think you do, so tell everybody kind of why.
I think
you
it's for
why is that?
everybody. And just like you state, you've been using a chiropractor for over 20 years, and that's a testimony to how you do throughout your day. You don't have a whole lot of spinal problems.
Yeah, my Facebook audience can see how good looking I am.
Yeah. But that's a testimony to taking care of your spine on a daily, weekly basis, you know, with exercise and proper function of all of that type stuff. You're going to make it into your later years even in better shape. So that's a good thing about chiropractic. If we're using it on a regular basis to whatever we need, some of us need more care than others depending upon our spinal health. But if we do use it and use it frequently enough, we can actually maintain a level of functionality throughout our lifetime that others might not enjoy.
Kind of goes to my point. And was I exaggerating? I mean, how much was I exaggerating when I said, you know, that in your retirement you're going to wish you had chiropractic care because, you know, these medical bills are horrible? I mean, I know, you know, not everybody has a big nest egg and they get into retirement and now they're, you know, paying for their insurance through their Social Security check, and their Social Security has to last them, and they're like, they don't have hundreds of dollars a year to spend on chiropractic care. But my point was trying to getting at it earlier. You know, use chiropractic care when you're younger. You don't feel like you have any major issues, and you'll feel better in retirement. I mean, do you have any examples of that being the case, or any, you know, anything medical to back that up? Because I feel like I'm exaggerating, but I don't. I'm not a medical doctor, so I can't say. What do you think of that statement?
Well, I don't think you're exaggerating at all. If you do take care of your spine throughout all of your life, you'll have less arthritis in it as you get older.
Mm-hmm.
Just now, well, since chiropractic is over 100 and some odd years old, and we've got patients that are on Medicare and using chiropractic for quite a little while, you look at those set of x-rays on those patients, they have a lot less arthritis than the same age person that has never been to a chiropractor.
Okay.
So there is that information out there where it could be got a hold of. I'd have to do some checking on that, but yes, it's out there, but you're not over exaggerating at all, because our healthcare expenses is what chews up most of our nest eggs, like you say, if we've got enough already.
Even if you have it, it's...
Yeah, and it's still a big expense, so you want to use something that's effective as compared to just all the drugs and medications that most people take nowadays.
Well, besides pain, what
Mhm.
other reasons would we want to go see a chiropractor? I mean,
Well, just
obviously,
from
if
the-
I have back pain
Yeah,
and for maintenance,
yeah.
but I mean, is there and other physiological reasons to see a chiropractor?
Well,
I mean, physiologically, what does it do to when you get an adjustment? What does that do for you
Mhm.
that makes you healthier?
Well, chiropractors work on the spine to help unpinch nerves, and the nerves are in control of your whole body. So if you get an adjustment and that nerve is unpinched, well, then that'll help your liver function better. Okay?
And the liver's important because...
Well, the liver's your big detoxifier in your body, in addition to your kidneys. But as we teach them at the OTC, you know, I'm teaching the anatomy and physiology, and that's a big thing. You know, it's all run on the nervous system. So if your nervous system isn't working quite right, then your liver won't be working right. And then how does that pinched nerve get there? So that's what we work on. A lot of times it's a spine that gets out of place. That's a kind of a concept that makes it really basic for people to understand, but it's workable, okay? If we unpinch that nerve, then that liver starts functioning better.
Right.
If that nerve happens to be going to one of your leg muscles, well then your leg muscle works better.
We had lunch earlier, and you talked about, you gave me a specific, I don't know, can you talk about specific examples on the air? But-
No names.
No names. Okay, well, you didn't tell me the
That's
person's name. But just like somebody who might get in a car accident and have just, you know, how that could affect their lives for years to come if they don't go and get the problem taken care of. They might not feel that bad, but
At that time.
that doesn't mean there's nothing wrong with them.
Oh, exactly.
So-
Oh, yeah.
So can you tell us that
Oh, yes.
story?
Yeah, I have that. I have a patient.
Yeah.
I have a friend, or whatever you want to go.
Hypothetically speaking.
I've had a patient before, and they get in an auto accident, and in this particular case, he was actually knocked unconscious for a little while at the scene, but then he gets x-rays and other kinds of things. But everybody says, okay, you're okay, no problems, and he kind of agreed with that, but come along about 2 months later or so, he starts getting infections, and he's usually a 30-some-odd-year-old gentleman that's working fine, doing just fine, but now all of a sudden he's getting sick all the time, and he don't know why. On into it more several months down the line, according to his history, he's got more inflammations and more sicknesses, gets on more medications, he starts losing other kinds of things like muscle control, and he's got burning face pain and other kinds of things. So they end up diagnosing him with the trigeminal neuralgia and face pain, and so he was in so much pain, you couldn't even touch his face in certain places, and it was just
Years later.
Yeah, well, and I think it was within a year, according to
Okay.
his history.
Right.
So, and all this happens, and now he can't even hardly walk. So we actually got this referral from here in town, from the pain clinic, because they looked and said, well, we ought to try acupuncture. So I'm on the list for UHC for acupuncture being a covered service. And so they come in, and he comes in, and we examine him, and man, he's not in good shape. But we started doing acupuncture, and then we eventually got into working on his neck and his back. And now, after he gets an adjustment, by the way, he walks out of the clinic in a lot better shape than when he come in. But, I mean, the trauma that he had some brain trauma from that accident, as a matter of fact. So that's an issue that we also got to try to help with too, but that might be a limiting factor in his case too. Every case is a little bit different, but
Yeah.
some of them are pretty serious, and he's about as serious as I've seen in a while, but
And it all started with an auto accident that he went back to work afterwards. Didn't
Yeah.
think there was anything wrong, but
yeah,
he didn't he had some pinched nerves, he had some other problems with his neck, and
yeah.
didn't even realize it at the time, but a year later,
That's right,
he's in really bad shape.
yeah.
You're listening to It's Your Money Radio with me, your host, John Dittrich. We'll be right back with more of Dr. Miller from Family Back and Neck Care Center. If you'd like to call the show at 862-9977.
County authorities have searched an area around.
Sorry, I jumped the gun on you.
home.
That's all right.
Remains were found on the property.
Got trigger happy.
16-year-old Savannah Lexi's mother.
I wasn't in the script. I'm off the script a lot, you know.
2 weeks ago, claiming she might have gone to
So I don't know if I want to talk about,
Bones
we
and
talked
teeth
about my
were
son at
discovered
lunch
in the
too,
remains, which
how
had been crushed
he fell
and
off one
burned
of those
several times.
things at the
Anthropologists
playground,
confirmed
and
the
he had a big
bones are
lump on
human
his
and
back.
belonged
He's
to
like,
someone
I think
matching the
4 or 5 years
missing
old. And I
Larry
took
Woods
him to a
has been named the new
chiropractor, and it
director of the
was
Springfield Green
taken
County
care of.
Office
Never
of
even had to
Emergency
take him to a
Management.
doctor.
Woods has been
Contrast
in the
that
office
to this
since
guy.
2000.
you know.
Well,
He was previously
And then here's the other
director
thing you can
and
say,
assistant director.
like, when you take him to a
That body
chiropractor,
found
you're taking
in
him
the
to a
ditch on County
doctor.
Road north of
You
Neosho
know,
has been
we're all in the
identified as
same.
57-year-old
We're
Larry
all,
Woods.
yeah, you know, it's
From a
just a
halfway house.
different.
Well, I might
like
bring
what
that
you're
up, and
doing,
you can
know.
say that.
At the
Okay,
time,
let's
a
do that.
warrant was issued
But we
for
don't
his
have to,
arrest.
we don't have to, you can also
Was a
say if you got
homicide.
any questions for
County
me, you know,
Sheriff's Department is handling
you
the
wanna do that, but
investigation.
if you don't wanna go on into this other kind
I'm
of
Arnold
stuff
Summer.
too,
This
you know,
afternoon, more clouds
how
and
are we
sun,
doing on
evening
time?
Yeah,
shower,
almost there.
thunderstorm, high
I have an hour
hour,
left. We got
increasing
lots of
cloudiness
time.
and humid
Yeah.
night shower and
I'm
thunderstorm.
gonna have to talk more about annuities if
Shower
you
or
don't fill in a
thunderstorm
little
around
bit more.
tomorrow morning. A humid
Well,
day,
give me
increasing
the-
clouds and sun, a high near 81. Cloudy on Saturday, shower and a thunderstorm, a high on Saturday near 81.
Or if we don't get calls, maybe we'll get calls, I don't know.
It's 83 degrees at AM 560.
Well, you know, open up with that and say, well, we've got questions for Dr. Miller, call in.
I'll say that right after the break.
There's no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts.
Do you have any other questions that you might want me to clarify, anything that I didn't cover good enough back
No,
here?
we're good. We'll go start talking about nutrition right after I talk a little bit about my son's accident.
We can do elaborate on acupuncture too, if you want to do that. We
Yeah.
need to fill time. Like, what is acupuncture and how, what is all of that, you know?
We can start with that because that's off script, so we'll go into that next.
Yeah,
Let's see what happens.
whichever way you want to do it. Because we just
Hi,
asked
this
a
is
couple
Woody
of
P.
basic
Snow doing
questions.
Morning
and then-
Line this week on
Very
KWTO.
sad.
Yesterday,
Very
Defense Secretary
sad.
James Mattis warned North Korea in frank terms that they face total devastation. If they don't cease their current behavior, they will more than likely respond today, and we can talk about that tomorrow morning. On Morning Line on 56 AM KWTO.
Please listen to Law Talk Wednesday at 2 p.m. on KWTO 560. We'll be taking your calls at 862-9977. So join us on Law Talk Wednesday at 2 p.m. on KWTO 560.
We're back with It's Your Money Radio. Your host, John Dittrich, and we're talking to Dr. Micheal Miller. We're opening up the phone lines at this time. If you'd like to call, 862-9977. That's the number for the studio. And we were talking about chiropractic, and of course for me that's the easiest thing to talk about because I've been doing it for 20 years, like I said. In fact, you were giving the story about, you know, this gentleman who was in a car wreck, didn't even know really there was anything wrong with him, went back to work, and within a year, how bad was his condition?
Walking with a cane and hardly getting around.
And
Having
all kinds of face pain.
Yeah, and people have to be
So-
driving him around. He can't work.
Pretty bad.
Yeah,
Pretty bad.
yeah.
And in contrast, and it's not a good, you know, I don't have a lot of good examples of chiropractic, but my son actually fell off of a piece of playground equipment and had a big knot on his spine, like maybe 1.5 inches diameter. He was like 4 or 5 years old, I don't remember, very young.
Mhm.
We were worried about it. We took him to the chiropractor,
Mhm.
right? And, you know, they got everything after a few visits, just clean-
Adjusted? Mhm.
just adjusted, and worked fine, everything was great, and, you know, he's never ever had a problem in his life, so.
And
when-
the swelling went down then.
Yes, and this is what we're talking about is, it's a good investment to spend a little bit of money if you're in a car wreck, or if you're in an accident, or if you have a fall, you know, you sprained something or hurt something. These are chiropractic issues.
A lot of times. And in
Yeah.
that case, if you would have went to the emergency room, you know, it would have been probably $1,000 or so by the time you got in there to have him checked over, and then he'd still have the problem after you left, but you'd be about $1,000 down.
Well, $1,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's with or without insurance on an emergency room visit.
You're exactly right. So
Yeah. One thing I don't know a lot about is acupuncture. I've never had it done on me.
Mhm.
I have no idea why in the world I would come in and get needles stuck in me.
yeah,
So tell me, what kind of
but that's
patients do you see? What kind of, I mean, why acupuncture? What does it do for you? I don't know. I don't know. You tell me.
Well, actually, from the easiest way to explain acupuncture is very good for pain control, because you're actually working with the neural, I'll say, meridians that are on the surface of our body. And when you put a needle in one of those acupuncture points, you could either sedate these nerves that are also associated with your spine and all that. So it's very good with that pain control. So you're either going to add energy to a meridian, or you're going to unblock that if it's blocked, so that this energy can flow around your body like it's supposed to. Okay? We know like for chiropractic, we know that all this nervous energy goes from our brain down our spinal cord and out our nerves to all of our body. Okay, then with the acupuncture, at the end of all those nerves, you actually have a nerve that's associated with those acupuncture points. So then the nerve energy gets into the acupuncture meridian and it flows on the surface of the body, not just deep down inside in those nerves. So that's an interesting thing about acupuncture, but that's what makes it also effective, by getting both adjusted and acupuncture, both from the inside and working on that nerve balancing energy from the outside. You get the best of both worlds.
So, in layman's terms, all I heard was acupuncture helps get rid of pain.
Pain, that's right. And that's the
Okay.
easiest way to help, on a basic level, because I can get into explaining all of the different types of the meridians, because you've got a liver meridian, a kidney meridian, and all that stuff. So if we have an energy deficit in the kidney meridian, we want to raise that energy up so that the kidney will work better. Okay, so that'll get into a little bit deeper type
So
of
acupuncture
information.
gets rid of pain, and it could help your organs process
Right.
better.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
So it's internal, helps with the internal organs and
And the energy flow.
energy flow.
And it is from the nervous system
Okay.
that we work with, from the spinal area. Chiropractors adjust the spine to improve that nerve energy flow.
What's been around longer, chiropractic or acupuncture? Acupuncture.
Acupuncture, over 5,000 or so years. Chinese have been using this a lot more than what we have ever used.
And they still do.
Oh, and they still do. That's
Well,
their
a lot
major,
of other things.
That's their major healthcare system with that, but they don't use the drugs like the West does.
Yeah.
So
as a chiropractor who does acupuncture, that's better than a chiropractic who doesn't do acupuncture.
well, in my view, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would say, I would think that you're treating really with the chiropractic, the source of your nerves is your spine,
Right.
and keeping that in alignment, keeping those nerves from getting pinched or blocked.
That's correct, yeah.
And then with the acupuncture, you're still continuing the treatment of the nerves through stimulating certain areas of your body with needles.
That's right. Exactly. See, you learn that really fast.
It's so simple. It's so
It's
well,
so simple,
I'm
that's
pretty
right.
I'm pretty smart, Dr. Miller.
There you go.
I learn things fast.
Well, if you know anything about annuities, you got to be smart.
Oh boy, we don't want to get me started on annuities. The third part of what you do is what's it called? What do you call it?
Nutritional response testing.
Nutritional
But-
response testing.
Yes.
I always have every show. It seems like there's a word or phrase that I'm unfamiliar with,
Yeah.
and I'll never get it right because
Yeah.
I'm smart, but I have to write things down. Nutrition. I'm going to write that down. Nutritional response. I'm
Yeah.
going to write that down when you talk about what is it.
Okay. What it is it's a methodology for me to evaluate a patient on what their problem is by using muscle testing.
You mean
Okay.
you stick a needle in them and pull out a piece of muscle and put it under a microscope?
No, muscle testing, if you ever had muscle testing done, it's like, you push on the arm and, okay, that muscle's locked, and
Okay, that's
so,
good because I don't want to give you a muscle
yeah,
sample.
yeah, no, we don't pull a muscle sample out
Okay,
and send it to the lab.
because
no.
it sounds like you're pulling muscle samples
No.
out of my body.
No, without getting too involved in it, but that's nutritional response testing. It's just a muscle testing methodology that I use to evaluate what a person needs.
So, I mean, what somebody would expect, and they say, you're going to do this muscle testing. I mean, what kind of tests?
Well, it's a muscle test, so,
I mean, what are
I
some of the things
hold
you
the
do?
arm out there, and then I push
Okay.
on the end, and,
Okay.
like this.
Hold my arm out.
This is good
And
for the
my Facebook people,
Yeah. so
I'm holding out my arm.
You just say muscle test.
Okay.
Resist.
So
that's-
muscle resistance, and
Yeah, that muscle is strong. That's what we're looking for.
well, I'm a big guy, but I can still bench my weight,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think I got pretty good muscle. muscle
But
testing.
and it's interesting when we teach a person how that all works, and that's even interesting in and of itself.
Okay,
But
so you
as
test
far as-
their different limbs and,
Well, I just usually one indicator muscle, usually an arm, but I can use about any other muscle too.
how
But-
much can you find out from pushing
Well,
on my arm?
One of these days, you might have to do that over at the clinic, and,
Well, I
and
might.
then you're gonna go like, whoa, how's that all work?
I
But
might. I mean,
anyways.
that's why we're here, is to
Mhm.
educate me,
Mhm.
help me be a better investment advisor by understanding more about, medicine
And what's out there available
and
for
helping my clients.
Yeah.
And, we're talking about things I don't know about,
Mhm.
and you're helping me.
There you go.
Right. So,
In the clinic also, as far as the nutritional aspect, I can also do, assess your diet, assess your nutritional aspects by giving you a little form to fill out, and it'll tell me what you might be doing good on or not doing so good on. So we can assess a person's nutritional status and see if those are making any reason for you to have some of the symptoms that you might be complaining about. Maybe you've got irritable bowel syndrome that, well, do I got a gluten problem, or do I got what other allergies, So we can use those methods to evaluate a person's nutritional status.
so
Plus,
should I keep a record of what I've eaten?
yeah,
Before,
that's-
how long? I mean,
well,
what do you want to know? I mean,
one
how?
time, whenever I give a person a diet analysis, it's gonna be 7 days. So there's 7 days
Everything
of
I
diet.
eat
Everything
and when
you
I
eat,
eat it
and
for a
when you
week.
eat it. And anything that you might notice that,
Okay.
oh, 10 minutes after I ate all of this steak, I had an issue with the right side of my abdomen. Then I'd say, oh, you might have a gallbladder problem. So-
Okay.
so
You
we
want to
can-
know every
Yeah.
condition they experience, like
Yeah.
if they eat too many beans, for example,
Sure.
what's the
Sure.
response that they
Yeah.
get? By the way, Dr. Miller had some Kentucky Fried Chicken for lunch.
That's
But,
right.
we're going to go on another break, and you're listening to It's Your Money Radio, and we'll be back after this message.
Hi, this is Brian with Allcom Technologies. We have been chosen and are proud to partner with the world's number
I think
one
it's getting
supplier
better
of
if we
business
just
and IP telephone
Jack
systems,
joke about
NEC.
it.
That's
NEC
good.
has
Have
the
you
lowest
timed
cost
this
of ownership
closing
for IP telephone
paragraph?
systems and the highest return
My
on
closing
investment.
paragraph is
Our
about 2
phone
minutes,
systems
and
save
then
money, make
the
your
push
business
button
more
is
efficient,
another
and
2
your people
minutes.
more
Yeah,
productive.
okay.
We
Okay,
call it the
so
circle of profit.
those are.
Call Allcom today. IP phone systems, SIP trunks,
So what time are we
access
done?
control.
No phone calls yet?
3:50? Are we done
Yeah,
at 3?
It'll be,
At any
well, I'll
given
need 2
moment,
minutes for your
somewhere in
disclaimer.
America, a baby
So that'll
is
be
taking
at
a first step,
3:58.
a developmental
I'll start your
milestone.
countdown clock at
But for too many
56.
parents,
Okay.
a baby's first steps aren't just a milestone, they're a miracle. These are the parents of babies who were born prematurely or with birth defects. It's a crisis affecting more than half
Yeah,
of
that was
babies in the United
skimming
States each
fine
year.
over,
I like
you know,
joking
things
too,
like that,
but-
By
yeah.
joining volunteers
Oh, I
like
don't
you
mind.
who walk and march for babies.
I think if people get up and have some fun on the radio,
Research
I
and
think they're
local
gonna be
programs that help
animals.
babies
I want to talk more about
overcome
that fried
challenges
chicken. I
of
thought that's
premature
pretty
birth
interesting
and
when we were
birth
talking
defects.
about that.
Oh, is that right?
Together,
So I'm gonna bring
our
that up
steps
again.
make stronger, healthier babies.
We only have,
a reality.
another 10 minutes or so,
Thousands
so
of
we'll be able to
families.
fill that in.
Sign
Uh,
up today at
Do you have any
marchforbabies.org
nutritional
to
testimonials
take
you
the
want to talk
steps
about
that
after
help
that?
make
Or,
milestones and
or we can just talk more about that,
possible.
like we did at lunch. That was
Who
really
will you march
interesting.
for?
Yeah, well, yeah,
Right.
whatever you know. No, I don't have any other really major nutritional things other than I.
Red means we're on the air, and off means we're off. I get confused. I look up and I'm like, come on, dude.
When you see red in the red light, that means
Red is on my
you're
left
on.
here, not stop.
Not stop, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Properly inflated tires.
So I'll talk more about the fried chicken in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
If that's all right. We'll talk about fat and how
Yeah.
it's made of fat.
Yeah, yeah.
Rain,
Oh,
We're back on the air, and this is It's Your Money Radio with your host, John Dittrich. If you want to call the show, 862-9977. We're having a great conversation, and the time's just flying by. Before the last
Yeah.
break, I divulged that you had Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, I love it.
We both had. Don't listen. If my wife's listening, don't listen to this.
Oh, yeah.
About once a month, I like to have Kentucky Fried Chicken. I noticed you didn't eat your vegetables.
I did. I gave them to you, yeah.
So,
Cabbage.
It was an interesting conversation. I mean, you told me,
Yeah.
listen carefully, Cindy, you told me Kentucky Fried Chicken was good for you.
Yeah, how's that?
It's hard to swallow. The chicken was
Actually,
good,
chicken goes down pretty easy.
yeah.
Well, what I do is I practice a ketogenic diet,
Okay.
which is a high-fat, low-carb. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And the reason that is just like we teach at the physiology at OTC, all of our cells are made up of fat. So basically, we need fat. People don't get enough fat, especially, well, I see a whole lot of hormone problems that are associated with not enough fat. One of the biggest hormone problems that we have is no cholesterol. Because cholesterol is one of those fats that make our hormones, especially our sex hormones. So, like I teach them in school, at the college, they said if you're not eating enough fat, you're going to start making you have a hormone problem. You know, now what that look like? You know, menstrual cycles, so on and so forth.
You lost me at, sounded like you said, eat more fried chicken, have more sex.
Well, maybe. I guess if you want to do that.
I try to simplify things for my audience.
Yeah.
That's not exactly what he said, no.
No, what we need to do is have more fat, but less carbs, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because the sugar and the glucose, we have a weight problem in the United States. Everybody's gaining weight, but we're eating too much sugars, and the carbs are one of the biggest cause of that. Mm-hmm. The biggest thing that happens is when we eat sugar, our insulin spikes, and the insulin turns off our fat burning. So we're not really burning fat, you know? And then if we're not burning fat, how are we going to ever lose it? And we get into a whole bunch of other issues as far as the physiology is concerned.
Right. And burning fat, you told me this, that's the only reason I know, is because burning fat produces vitamins?
Well, burning fat is what we need to do, because we need to use that fat because it's a much more efficient energy source for our brain and our body as compared to glucose. But everybody is so wrapped up nowadays in glucose because that's what we've been taught all these many years. Your brain runs on glucose. Well, your brain can run on fat too.
Yeah, glucose is sugar.
Sugar. Glucose is sugar.
And if you eat sugar, your liver has to turn that to fat.
Then, yeah, because you're eating way too much of it.
Too much sugar, bad for your liver.
That's right. And it makes you fat.
And it makes you store more fat.
That's right, it does. And that's an interesting piece of it, but you turn that around, you lower your carb intake, and on a ketogenic diet, you go down to about 10 to 5% of your total calories in carbs, but then you increase up to 60 to 70% in fat. You go around, you're satisfied, you're not hungry, you don't have the cravings, and you're going to start to burn fat eventually. And then you're going to also lose weight.
Well, we were talking about a lot of things at lunch, but just that we were really designed to store fat and burn fat, and store fat and burn fat.
That's right.
In the seasons. So.
And all of our cells are made of fat, and our cells function on protein. So if we don't eat protein and fat, we're not doing our body a big service, you know, and eventually we are going to have our health fail just about the time we're ready for retirement, usually is how it's running around.
Yeah.
Comes out to be about that time frame.
There's so much more I'd like to talk about. We're starting to run low on time. Do you have any nutritional testimonials, like responses you've seen from clients just by changing their diet that you want to talk about? I know we didn't.
Well, the most interesting part about it is sometimes I can find a patient that has a high blood pressure, and I might be able to help them manage that high blood pressure with the magnesium, you know, supplement.
Yeah.
other things that I usually find in the clinic are people that really have yeast or mold type allergies and or sensitivities that are really causing a lot of leaky gut syndrome. And then they start getting more and more allergies to other foods, and the ball just keeps rolling and nobody knows how to stop it. You know, and much less how do I get this leaky gut syndrome fixed so that I can start to get healthy again. Nutrition properly applied can help you do that.
And you're really talking about what you're eating. You're not talking about a whole bunch of supplements you should be
Well, eating and or sometimes supplements most
yeah.
of the time.
And
But if you've got an infection with the yeast or mold, you're going to have to do something to get
Right.
rid of that.
Yeah.
But no, I don't do all of the antibiotics that are going to even create more of an upset in there. But you can balance everything out the way it needs to be done.
And you work with primary care physicians or specialists
Oh, yeah.
all the time to
Oh,
try
yeah.
and help your clients, their clients that are referred to you.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so that's good. There's so many things, like I said, we have talking about today. But one thing I just wanted to bring up is local health food stores. You walk in, they have everything, and
Thousands of possibilities for your health.
And you could be spending hundreds of dollars a month now doing everything you think you should be doing to be healthy, and a lot of it is redundant or unnecessary for you. I mean, it might be important for somebody else, but I probably don't need to take all 3,000 products they sell at the natural health food store.
No, probably not.
And you could help me decide which ones I need?
That's usually what I do. I usually, I had a lady the other day, she just come in for a checkup, and she brings in a bag of all of these other vitamin bottles that she got at her health food store. So I was checking them out, and I said, no, you probably don't need to have about 4 or 5 of those. And each one of those bottles is easy $30, $40, you know.
Well, like I said, we're just about out of time. You were listening to It's Your Money Radio. If you want to reach me after the show, call me at 417-986-4496. I'd like to thank Dr. Miller for sponsoring my radio program, as well as my other sponsors, Gary Bingaman with A&D Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. When you need maintenance or repairs on your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning, call Gary at 866-8257. He will be on the show next week. And so listen in next week to talk to Gary. Marilee Doherty of Clarity Insurance and Financial Services gave a great testimonial about her earlier. I really recommend giving her a call to review your insurance policies. I bet she can save you money. Give her a call at 887-6261. And like I said, I used her for years. Also, independent life insurance. Oh yeah, Marilee will be on the 24th, and then on the 31st, we're going to have Diana Haston on the air. And like I said, she represents many different life insurance policy companies, but mostly she represents her customers, and you can reach her at 573-247-0028. So I'd like to thank you all for listening, and thank my guest. And again, you have a special going on right now. Did you want to talk about that real quick? We got about a minute left.
Yeah. Anybody out there that's listening today, we're running a special for the chiropractic exam, a consultation, an x-ray if you need that. And it's usually about $47. We're going to do that for any one of our listeners that mention this radio program. And ask for Dr. Miller when you call up the clinic at 889-2225. Again, that phone number is 889-2225.
And you have also a chiropractic special.
Yeah, that's the chiropractic special. Will be for $30.
Two adjustments.
Oh, well, that's a wellness plan.
The wellness
We
plan.
have a wellness plan for people that need ongoing care and
real quick,
that kind of thing.
You want to talk about that? How much
But
it is?
I believe that's right at around $79 for a month, and you get 2 adjustments. And usually the adjustment's $50 for the office call in our clinic. But that makes it a good deal for the $30 per visit. And we'll also, on this special, you'll get a free massage with it a certificate for a free massage that you can get at your own pace.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Miller, and thank you for listening to It's Your Money Radio. Your host, John Dittrich.
Is a registered investment advisor.